AI has been existence decades, right? But over the past decade, we've seen a lot of commercial applications in systems. And a lot of it is also because of the enabling ecosystem, which has like a lot of computing power being available, the cost also is reasonable. So it's not only important that you have like a good idea, innovative idea, but also you need a good ecosystem. And the time factor also is a very important. So what is the right time for that? So what according to you, maybe in the next couple of years, are such innovative ideas for which that great time has arrived?
Great. So let's take two parts of that. So interestingly enough, when we were early on and we started using much more machine learning algorithms, which were classically described as AI back in the 70s and 80s, we thought about, well, what do we call this? And we strongly said we're not doing calling it AI. Like, well, because we knew that was such a bad term because there was overhyped and it just wrecked the whole system. And so we have really started to just reinvent. I was very lucky that my father had forced me to sort of sit down through a lot of these discussions over the time around things like time schedulers and the PDP-11 time periods and these type of things. So when LinkedIn was building some of the early Hadoop systems and there was a bunch of problems, I was like, oh, this is a time scheduling problem. So I just went to my dad and was like, so about that time scheduler, how did those originally work? Our system at that time was called Zookeeper. Sorry, not Zookeeper, Azkaban. That Azkaban system is literally a sort of update of the old time schedulers. So there's a lot of really great wisdom that's out there that's, if you just look, you can take it and it can be reinvented almost in a similar way. Data science. What is data science? Beats me what data science is, as long as it gets you paid more. But in all honesty, like what data science does, and by calling ourselves data scientists, it gives us permission to do a lot more. If you're a business analyst or you're an engineer, you're only relegated to a certain set of problems. Nobody was like, you can work on these other things. When you're a data scientist, you can do all these other things. You play with data. That's what you tend to do. When you do a whole bunch of engineering, you do a whole bunch of math, you may do a whole bunch of storytelling, you may do a whole bunch of product, you may do a whole bunch of design. As long as you're bringing all those things together, that's the fundamental power, I think, of what data science is. And by narrowly defining data science, that's data science, this is a data science, we're actually doing ourselves a disservice. Because it's the ambiguity that gets us there. I bet, like an emphasis, if you showed up and you're like, hey, I'm a data scientist, so like, why is he here? I'm like, he's a data scientist. Oh, right. Now, if you were the designers, it'd be like, what's design got to do with this? It's funny how we love to put ourselves in labels without really asking what we're capable of. Data science, if it affords us that ability to move around and do much more, let's embrace that. Let's make the tent bigger. Let's make the table bigger. That's what makes us come together and do more. The problem sets that I think this is going to disproportionately impact as a result of making it table bigger and doing more is much more diverse. So Internet of Things, I think, is going to be phenomenal. I also think security of digital assets, what people are typically calling cybersecurity, is a data science problem. First, you got to find signal in the noise. Second, when the attacker is changing this fast, you're going to have to use adaptive learning techniques to go and defend. Offensive, as we know, will no longer be first strike kinetic, meaning like a bomb, an exothermic reaction. It will be cyber, some form of cyber. And as a result, we better make sure we have those defenses. We saw the United States, the most powerful democratic process, or democratic system, attacked. Our system was attacked. We should be very crystal clear about that. Attacked because people stole data, because people put in propaganda and abused systems, and the systems did not have the safeguards. That That same attack form was used in France, and it will be used in the Indian election system. Because there are lots of people who are very interested in wrecking the world's largest democracy. That's data science. I also think there's a fundamental, powerful aspect of how do we help our brothers and sisters that don't have opportunity. And what that's going to be doing is just fundamentally just sitting down with them and learning what's in their life and how can we improve it. We do that when we build a company. We call it user research. What I would encourage all of you to do is instead of starting with your head, start with your heart. Focus problems with your heart. The harder the problem, the more you have to start with your heart. Because there's too many reasons to say no, and when the problem gets hard, there's too many good reasons to quit. But the outcome of working on harder is disproportionately beneficial. Disproportionately beneficial for your soul because you see the impact for society, but also economically. Economics of working on really great things are massive. This is why you're seeing these incredible funding rounds around companies that are in the medical space in Silicon Valley, like Grail Bio and Color Genomics and other things. Take hard problems.